Hi students, Mr. Munoz here. So I've been taking a back seat for a little while and just watching Miss Condon teach the lessons, but Miss Condon's agreed to let me have the wheel again. So we are going to be working on math, and we're going to continue working with decimals. And now we're going to start learning to add them, and our learning target is estimating how to add decimals. So we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to share my screen. So here we have 3/10, 45 hundredths, 15 hundredths, and we're going to add them. And to do that, we're going to put them in these hundredths grids. And so I'm going to do some different colors. We know that 3/10 can be turned into 30 hundredths by multiplying both the top and the bottom by 10 to get 30 over 100. Sorry about that. Pen's not working too well, but I'll work on that. So just to make it easier, so they're all in the hundredths, because these are the hundredth grids, we're going to color in 30 hundredths, or if it was 3/10, we're going to color in 3 of these long bars. So we're going to do that with the red. And remember, these are parts of a whole. So if we were to color in an entire square, that would be one whole equal to 1, just like 1 over 1 is equal to a whole, or 30 over 30 would equal 1. So now we're going to go and we're going to draw in the 45 hundredths. I'm going to switch the color here so it get confusing. And now we're going to do 45 out of 100 squares. So I'm going to color in 4 of these. Oops, I want to go to the next one. I'm going to color in 4 of these. And an extra 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to jump to the last one. And that is 1500. So we're going to color in 15. So we're going to do 10 and 5. And then we're going to go ahead and put these all in one to see how much we have. So I want you to think about it looking at this. Is this about half? Is it almost a whole? Is it greater than a whole? So I'm going to go ahead and pick a one here just so we can see. Just so we can see it easier, I'm going to do a large box. So I'm going to add these in there now, and we can take a look to see if it's greater than 1 or it's about half. So the first one, 3/10, I'm going to color 3 again. We're going to jump to the green to the 45 hundredths and color 4 of those. And 45, color in the 5. Now we are going to do the blue. I'm sorry, this one should have came down to 5. Didn't stick last time. So that was the 15 hundredths. And we're going to color in 15 here. So I'll do the 10 and then that extra 5. So as we can see here, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 10. Colored, so that's 9/10. And we know if we were to have 10/10, that would equal 1. So this is just a little less than 1 right now, pretty close. So now I want to show you guys a game that we're going to learn how to play. And in this game, there's going to be the instruction options at the top on the tab there. If you need to learn how to play, you just go ahead and click this. I'm not going to spend too much time on the directions because you can figure it out here. And again, if you don't want to read it out loud, you can play it here. But the idea of the game is you're going to take turns with a partner, maybe your parent or a sibling, or if there's nobody else, you can play by yourself. but you're going to fill out these cards and always have these filled full of 4 cards. And you're going to take turns going. And this game has already been started. And what we want to do is we're going to try filling out these hundreds grids as close as we can to getting them complete so we have a whole. And the game had already been started, so player 2 had 9 tenths. And as you can see on this yellow over here, on the yellow, they filled in 9 tenths. And the other cards were the same. So player 1 had 7 tenths filled out. Player 1 also had a card that was 45 hundredths. And player 2's last card was 5 tenths. So next you're going to keep working on that, and you want to try filling these out as far as you can. And for example, I would get to pick a card out of one of these, and there's 3 tenths, 85 hundredths, 4 tenths, 55 hundredths. And do try to read the cards because it'll help you with learning how to say these decimals. So if I were going to pick one of these cards, I would look, this one's already 7 tenths right here. I can tell from the green, someone already drew 7 tenths. And if I wanted to complete that, I could pick this card for myself. And if it was player 1's turn, they would get to fill out a card, and they get to use a number to fill out the 3 tenths. So they're going to fill out the rest of theirs, 3 tenths like so. And in this case, they filled out that box completely, and then it would jump to player 2's turn. But it may not always work like that. So after you use a card, you fill the other one, and player 2 gets to choose from any of 4 of that. And they want to fill out their cards over here. So they might look at that, and they have one halfway filled out, and they have one nearly completely filled out with 9 tenths. And they want to see what they can do, what they're able to do. So they might look, and if they did 85 hundredths, they can't do that because that would go over the amount, and they want to stick under it. They can't go over the 100 bars, and they can't split it up. So you have to pick one that fits into both of these. So they could, if they chose, they could do 25 hundredths and fill out 25 more bars here. They can't do any of these cards for their second square because they would go over. So their options are 25 hundredths and 4 tenths. I think they might go 25 hundredths, even though 4 tenths would get them really close. It would look exactly the same as their second box here. If we were to fill out 4 of these, there'd be 1 whole space remaining. But then the chances of finding that 1/10 card might be difficult for both of them. So they might do 25 tenths, and then they would fill in their 25 bars. And then they would flip the next card. And look at that. There's the 1/10 that they would need, but it's player's 1 turn. And since I don't want them to win, I might take that for myself. And I would fill in 1/10 of the bar using another color so it doesn't get confusing. So I would fill in 10 more squares. And so on. And the game would keep going until neither player can draw another card because they have filled out as much as they can, and they're not going to find that card. They're not going to find another card that they're able to use. And whoever gets the closest to filling out their card is going to win. So this game is going to be assigned this week, and you can work on that and practice. Hopefully you can find someone to play with. And so that's what we're going to be working on this week, estimating, adding decimals, and playing this game. So this will be your assignment. Again, directions up top. If you need some help, go ahead and feel free to message. And that's what we have for today.